Hi there, welcome to this week's episode of the Heart of a Youth Leader podcast. My name's Andy Castle, founder and CEO of Thrive Youth Ministries based in the UK. Now, I wonder, what do you do when you're tired and worn out? What is it that you end up doing because you just have been pushing it for too long, too often? Is it that you end up staying up too late when the best thing you could do is get an early night? I can remember that as a young youth worker, coming in from a busy youth work session like 10:30 at night, and the last thing I want to do is go to bed because I'm buzzing from the evening and I've enjoyed doing ministry. And then I ended up staying up past midnight watching rubbish TV, and then feeling more tired the next day because you have to get up to get on with the next day. And the cycle repeats, and the later you stay up, the less sleep you get, the less good sleep you get, the more fatigued and worn out I became. And the danger when you're tired is you find yourself doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing. You're more tempted to escapist sin. You're more open to having bad thoughts about other people, or more open to being angry, or to being judgmental, or to getting cross with those closest to you, having little patience. You know the feeling. It's so easy, isn't it, to get worn out. And what should we be doing to look after ourselves better? Of course, sleep is a really important part of that. Eating well, exercise, all the stuff we know we need to be disciplined in. But what we also need to be disciplined in is our time with the Lord. And when we're tired, it's easy to go, oh, not today, God. I haven't got the time or the capacity to read scripture today or to pray today. And yet the Bible tells us that we really need to wait on him, especially in those times when we're tired. Isaiah 40 verse 28 says, "Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired and weary, and his understanding no one can fathom." Now this is great, isn't it? Because he's saying, even though you're tired and weary, God never tires. God never runs out of energy. He is always there. He's the everlasting. When you feel like you're pretty much at the end of what you've got, he goes on forever. So he's the one to depend on. And the chapter goes on. He gives strength to the weary, and he increases the power of the weak. That's what we need, isn't it? When we're feeling worn out, we need the strength. We need the power of the Lord to keep us going. And it says even youths grow tired and weary, although we may not really experience that, especially when we take them away for a weekend and they're up till 4 a.m. But youths grow tired and weary. Young men stumble and fall. But those who hope, or those who wait, some translations say, who wait in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Now you might be hearing that going, but that's just not my experience. When I have hope in the Lord, when I wait in the Lord, I still feel tired. I still feel exhausted. And the question I've got for us today is, what does it mean to wait in the Lord? What does it mean to hope in the Lord? I think often I've thought it just means it's okay, God will work it out. And that's the kind of hope in the Lord. But I think wait on the Lord is a much better translation of that particular line, because it's not like we're just hoping God's got this. We're not hoping that he's going to pull through. And of course, biblical hope is a certainty, not a fingers crossed kind of way forward. But actually, we want more than that. It's just having that knowledge that God will help us to soar on the wings of eagles, to fly, not just survive in our life, but to totally thrive. That we will be able to keep going and not grow weary and tired. That we will walk and we will not be faint. And the key for unlocking this for me was the word for hope. And I looked up, actually, the Hebrew word most often translated in Scripture as wait, as on hope, as in wait upon the Lord, hope on the Lord, is the Hebrew word quava, which also means to tie together by twisting, or to entwine, or to wrap tightly, which is like a beautiful concept of waiting upon God, not as something passive, but entwining our hearts with him and his purposes. And I just love that description of waiting, being entwined with God. The more we wait, the more we become wrapped up in who he is. And so to wait on God is an active thing to do, not a passive. And so when we're tired, when we're weary, to wait in God's presence, to have our heart molded and wrapped around by his, that we're kind of bound together. It's almost like one of those, in our garden at the moment, we've got loads of those kind of creeper plants that are just bindweed, is it called, and it just wraps round other plants. But it's like the more you leave it, the more wrapped it gets in that. Now, obviously, that's a weed and that's a bad thing. But for us, there's a positive image of the more we wait in God's presence, the more he can wrap himself around us, the more he gives us the strength we need, the more he will help us to keep going. And not just keep going so that we don't fall over or run out of steam, but actually keep going, that we will fly with the wings like eagles. It's like God's going, no, the more you wait for me, the more incredible your life's going to be, the more amazing the opportunities are going to be. And so if we are tired, if we're weary, if we're worn out, let's really hold on to the discipline of sitting in God's presence, of giving 5, 10, 15 minutes every day of just waiting on the Lord and going, Lord, here I am. I'm tired. I'm shattered. You know I'm struggling. But I believe in you. My hope is in you. So come, fill me with your spirit and do whatever you need to do in my life to restore my energy, to give me fresh vision, to give me an excitement for what you're doing through me. And may I fly with the eagles and just wait in his presence and wait and let him fill you up, because it's an active waiting. It's not sitting waiting for the time to be finished. It's actually realizing that he's doing like heart surgery as we sit there, as we realize it's not about me, it's not about what I can do, but it's about what he is doing through me. And we get bound together. What a beautiful image of ourselves getting entwined with the Lord, just by being in his presence, just by waiting on him and having a hope in him. That it's not that we go out on his behalf, that actually we go out together, and that we can do all things through him who gives us strength, because he has wrapped himself around us. But that doesn't happen if we don't wait on him. If we just keep doing stuff for him, he's like, yeah, but wait. I want to do it with you. So let's find time. Let's find time this week to just be in his presence. Say, Lord, entwine me with you. Help my desires be your desires. Help my plans be your plans. And help me to do what you want me to do and not what I want to do. And you'll find the Lord just brings you fresh energy, fresh enthusiasm for what you're trying to do. And so let's do that this week. If you're feeling tired especially, get to bed early, get up, spend time at some point in the day. If you can do it first thing, then great. If you need to do it in that late time before you go to bed, then great. Whenever it is, find some time and just wait on the Lord, and he will renew your strength. Have a great week. Go for it.